Sawubona Mzansi, and welcome to this evening's MIH Live. So, I'm excited. There's something cool that we're working on right now that I would like to show you. So, I gave a sneak peek of it in the video that we released today, but I want to give you a live demo, a live preview of what exactly the functionality is of the Mzansi directory. Sorry. So give me 1 second, just sorting out the chats for the different lives. But cool. Thank you so much everyone for joining the live this evening. I appreciate you. So you'll notice that, or this is specifically for the people on TikTok, you would notice that I'm not using the fancy setup anymore, and that's because I'm having some issues with the platform that I'm using. So I'm using Restream. So Restream allows you to stream to multiple platforms all from one place. So what's happening over there is I use that Sawubona, I use that to live stream through TikTok or from TikTok to TikTok using OBS. It's one of the softwares that I use. Also another free and open source tool that we are using. So I'm using that to broadcast the portrait. I think that's portrait. Yeah, the portrait version of the MIH Live to you. But for some reason or the other, TikTok keeps banning me. So I just had a look immediately after yesterday's stream. I saw that my Restream access was disabled. So I'm going to try something new going forward because I'm getting a little bit tired of TikTok banning me for no reasons and me not being able to figure out why or even appeal. I think the last time I did appeal and I got no feedback, no anything from TikTok. So what I'm going to do differently in this live and going forward is the people on TikTok, you're just going to see my face. We're going to have a conversation over here. And then the people on the people on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick will be able to see my entire screen, see what we're coding, see what we're doing. If you are interested, please feel free to head over to YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, whichever platform you prefer watching us on. You can head over there and watch us through there. The experience will be way better, much better, in fact, and you'll be able to see things, learn more things like that. So I'll just keep it direct over here on TikTok because I'm getting a little bit tired, but I'll still investigate. So what I'm trying to do is TikTok has a live studio application, but that application is only for Windows. It's not for Mac OS and it's not for Ubuntu OS, right? So currently I'm streaming through my laptop, which has Ubuntu, and over here, there's a program called Wine, Wine. So I guess it stands for Wine is not an emulator, something like that. So it's just a way to run Windows applications inside a Linux environment. So I'm testing that out with the TikTok thing, but because it's not really a Linux application, it gives a lot of problems, but I'll test that out tomorrow, see exactly what that's all about, how it works, and we'll see from there. But please let me know, feel free to tell me what the lives are like, if just looking at me, right? Because I like to be interactive. I like showing you my screen, showing you what I'm thinking about and all these other things, but I feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle against TikTok in order to stream through that. So we'll figure it out, but in the meantime, like I said, I have a 6-day live suspension through Restream, but that's all right. We'll continue and we'll survive. So cool. What I'm going to do today is I wanted to show you guys what the Mzansi directory is looking like. So if you joined our previous lives, so I think starting from like maybe last week or the week before that, we started work, or we started designing together as the people of Mzansi. We started designing the look and feel for the Mzansi directory, right? So we were having a look at that. We designed something together. One of the members of Mzansi called Black Mode did did assist us and provide us with the design for the business profile. Excuse me. So we had that. Then the subsequent streams past that, we started actually coding the different elements or different widgets that are required in order to create the Mzansi directory. Like the one evening we created an actual skeleton package for the Mzansi directory. And sorry, give me 1 second. Claim. Okay. It's all right. But yeah, we created the skeleton package for the Mzansi directory. So what a skeleton package is basically just a template package which has the different tools available on the top right hand corner. So we added in our contacts tool, we added in our favorite businesses tool, and then we also added in the search Mzansi tool. And each of those tools require a body underneath them. So we just put placeholder stuff over there just to have everything ready for us when we start working on the actual Mzansi directory. But we got the, let me switch screens over here. So remember guys, I am live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. If you'd like to see my screen, please head over there. You can just find me on Mzansi Innovation Hub, and we can have a conversation over there. Much better experience that side than over on TikTok. So if we head over, I'm just going to open up the web version or the dev version of MIH. And if you have a look on the screen right now, you'll see that Sawubona King, nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. Like I was telling everyone, you're not going to get the fancy experience like you had previously, because after yesterday's live, I received a 6-day live access suspension for reasons unknown to me. So if you enjoyed yesterday's live and like to see what's happening on my screen, please head over to YouTube or Twitch or Kick, whichever one you like. So the Mzansi directory is quite cool right now, right? So like I mentioned, we had to enhance our not patient profile. We had to enhance our personal profile in order to display your profile picture at the top of the screen. Then below that we have your username. Below that you have your name, surname, and then below that the type of account that you have, all right? Which is either personal or business, sorry. Then below that you have your purpose. So as a member of Mzansi, when you set up your profile, you're going to be asked for what's your purpose, right? So you can explain what your purpose is in life, with work, with hobbies, with whatever you want to do. It's your purpose. You can put whatever you want there. Came over from TikTok. Love it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. So someone just moved over to Twitch. I appreciate you so much. So once again, you can say in the chat, but the experience is much better. So thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so you have your purpose over there. What if you don't know what your purpose is? So that's what I'm trying to bring out inside you, right? So I feel like a lot of people in Mzansi, in Africa, they, tell me if I'm wrong, right? But a lot of people lack a purpose. That's why they're going with the flow of life. And if they're like just sitting, not having a job or doing whatever, I'm not saying that people aren't out there trying, right? But some people don't know what their purpose is, because I feel like once you know what your purpose is, then you have a direction of where you want to go to and what you have to work towards, what action items you have to put in place in order to achieve your purpose, right? To achieve your goals. So that's what I'm trying to bring out inside you, right? By asking you what's your purpose. I downloaded MIH, wonderful. Thank you so much, King. I appreciate you and your support. And MIH, just remember, I heard someone from Google saying this. So the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, something like that, he said that, let me head over here. He basically said that he was speaking about AIs and things, and he was telling the person that was interviewing him that what you're seeing right now with AIs, this is as worse as it's going to get. So when you're thinking of MIH, even though King, you're saying it's wonderful, I know there's some aspects that need improvement, but just remember that MIH is as worse as it's going to be right now. You downloading MIH right now is getting the worst version, because in the future, you're going to get the best version, right? So that's what we're working towards. So yeah, so under when anyone opens up an account and it's just a personal account, you'll enter your purpose inside there, right? But now I'm not only asking people what their purpose is, I'm also going to ask businesses, but I'm not using the word purpose, I'm using something else. So when you activate your business account through MIH, it's going to ask you for all of your business information, but another new field that we've implemented is your mission and your vision, right? So as a business, you can't just be a business without a mission. What's your business even doing, right? If it doesn't have a mission, what your business wants to achieve, and a vision for your business, right? So when you set up, or now, or in the future, when we release this update, when you set up your business profile, each business, thank you so much, Turbine, for the follow. I appreciate you. So when you set up your business profile, once again, you'll see in the business profile section, you have your profile picture at the top, you have your business name, and then you have your mission and your vision. So I'm even asking hard questions to businesses, right? So when you set up an account, what's your mission as a business? What's your vision as a business, right? So you can enter that in there. And this is just going to make it easier for people like me and you when we are searching for businesses that we would like to utilize, services that we would like to utilize. Say, for example, we're searching for a plumber, and you open up someone's profile through the Mzansi directory, and you see that this plumber is passionate about what he wants to do. He wants to fix all the toilets inside Mzansi, right? Let's say that's what his purpose is, right? I feel like I can tell that this person is passionate about plumbing. They're not doing this just to make money. They're doing it because they actually care about it. Care about our toilets, care about our drains, all of these kind of things, right? Which is extremely important. Without them, where would we be going to the toilet, right? We would be going outside. But we are going in toilets now. So we need plumbers. So that's what the mission and vision is all about. Also, below that, we have a business information card. I like to call it that. This is what was designed by, who is it? This was what was designed by Black Mode. So he put this forward as a suggestion. So you can call a business. So if you click on this, I couldn't demonstrate it yesterday, but if you click on this, it'll take you directly to your phone number, auto-populate the number of that business, right? If we go back into MIH, we can send an email, but like I said in some of the other lives, if I click on this, it's going to give me an error message because this is just an emulated device, and emulated devices can't really, I'm not going to set up an email over there just so that I can have an email to test this out. I've tested it out on the web and it works. Remember, guys, if you like what I'm talking about and you want to see what we're seeing on the screen, head over to Twitch, head over to YouTube, and to Kick. You'll be able to see our screen over there. Just search Mzansi Innovation Hub, you'll find us. And then below the email, we have location. So this is linked to, if I open up the edit profile and you scroll to the bottom, you have a GPS location, right? Where you can just set this and click update, right? So over there, that's what we are using. This GPS coordinates is what we are using when we are navigating or taking you over to Google Maps. So when you click on location, what it does is it opens up Google Maps and it takes you directly to that GPS coordinates, and you can start directions from there. If we go back out of this, lastly, what we have in our business information card for the moment is the business website. Excuse me. So the business's website. So if you've seen their profile picture, you've read and understood what their mission and their vision is all about, and you want to find out more about what this business is all about, right? Other than just phoning them, you just want to read and get more information about what things are happening, what they're all about. You can click on website, and that'll navigate you to their website. that business's actual website. So in the demonstration, what I'm doing is this business is set up to take you to MIH, the web version of MIH. So that's what it does right now, right? So it's a little bit meta, but MIH takes you to MIH. So we can close this, and that's what we have. But here's the spicy stuff, the new stuff. So all of this is old things we've discussed. This was from previous weeks. Is if we head over to the Mzansi directory, right? This is the spicy part. So if we're looking at the Mzansi directory, I'll just scroll up to put it in the middle of the screen. But the Mzansi directory, if we click on this, we now see that there's a loading indicator and it's saying getting things ready for you, right? So basically what's happening when that is popping up is it's getting your actual GPS location of where you are right now, right? This is for when you're searching different businesses later on, right? But when you first enter the Mzansi directory, it takes you to Mzansi search. So this is, or I think I should change this to search Mzansi. Let's do this right now, actually. I've been meaning to do it, but I've been a little bit preoccupied with other things. So let me make this full screen because we don't need to have it split like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to our Mzansi directory package and to our main like index package, right? Thank you so much for all the likes. I appreciate you. I see my father is out there giving me all the likes. Love it. So if we head over to the Mzansi directory, the index page, I like to call it the index page or the package index. We're going to head over to here and I'm just going to switch this DAP. Oh, undo. My bad. So DAO and then E up in there, paste. Mzansi search. I like the word Mzansi search. It rolls off the tongue. So there's our emulator again. So if we see over here, we have the Mzansi search. This is the place where you would search across Mzansi for either people or if you click the toggle for different businesses, right? So it's one place that you go to search for both, right? Remember, we are live on YouTube and Twitch and Kick. You can see the screen that's happening over there. All the stuff that we're doing is showing over there. So let's do the people first, right? So what you would do is just like other applications that you would have, you would just enter the username that you are searching for, click on enter, and then it will automatically pull up everyone that matches or meets the search criteria, right? At the moment, it's just, it's no particular order. I think it's the order it's the order of what it's sitting like in the database at the moment, but that's not something hard to change. We can fix that quite easily. So this is what you have. So you'll see, just like all social medias and what I was showing you previously, we have our profile picture, we have our username. Below that, we have our name, surname, and the type of account that we have. You can scroll through. At the moment, it's not clickable. It's just a place to search at the moment. Remember, we're going to add functionalities to add them as a contact or a connection and add the businesses to favorites. So that's what the people of Mzansi search is about. So what we can do, I'll just clear this and I'll switch over to the business side. Remember, it's just one click that switches over. Let me know what you think of this icon. Shaka 2002, 2003. Let me know what you think of this switch icon. So when I was designing this or when I was coding this, I made this switch open up a drop-down field, but because that drop-down field only had two things inside it, I was remembering the research that we did, trying to figure out what's the best practices of UI and UX, right? And one of the things that they were saying is if you have a drop-down and there's only two fields inside it, rather have a switch, rather have a toggle in order to do that. It'll be a much better user experience instead of now clicking a drop down and then you click the field that you want in order to select. That's two clicks. Instead of now you just click once and then it switches over quickly. But now let me show you the business search. The business search works the exact same. However, there's some issues, underlying issues that I'm I have to still figure out. I didn't get to that today. But once again, I'm just going to search test, press enter. And as you'll see now, there are a lot of profiles or businesses that appear over here. One thing that we can do in this live together is I'm thinking of adding the business type over here, but yeah, the business type to the section, but that'll be a little bit trickier because I think I just have it set as a drop down. I think I just have it set as a drop down to select doctor's office and other. So I need to remove that to have it a little, or make it a little bit more dynamic. So you can add whatever you want to add inside there. Right? So that's what we are currently looking at. Then, yes, also over here, when we click on it, it'll take you through to the business profile and it'll look very similar to the business profile package over here. We'll create a new package to just display this information, remove the edit stuff, remove the menu button over there, right? It'll just take them here to this package over here. So now let's try and add, or what I want to do, right, is I want to try and understand where am I using this drop down field for business type. I know in the past I did use it for some things, but I think as time went on, I phased that out. So I just want to make sure, absolutely sure, that what I'm doing right now is correct. Just under the business side is correct and everything is working fine. So we'll head over to the business profile. Yeah, we'll head over to the business profile, then go to the business details screen. And if we scroll down, you'll see that, sorry, I'll scroll down even more. You'll see that there should be a drop down somewhere over here. It's under the edit section, so it's over here. So over here, not VAT, not this, not business vision, mission. Yeah, there's it over here, doctor's office. I don't know what effect, or what I'm thinking about doing, right, is removing the drop down field for this field and just having it as a free text field where people can submit their own business type, right? So I definitely can't have a drop down list for all the businesses out there. I think it'll be too much and too restrictive of what if your business is the first of its kind. Now you're going to try and squeeze it into a box that doesn't really fit it, right? So I want to remove that and have it as a free text so you can have anything underneath it. But what I want to do is I want to search my project to see where am I using this field, specifically the text doctor's office, right? So backup.py, definitely not there. Doctor's office.py, I don't think I'm using that anymore. Patients.py, interesting. Okay, this is commented out. Happy. Add business profile, and then this business profile. Okay. So then I think I can just remove it now. It shouldn't have too much effects. Or we can change it, test it out, and see what the effects are. So in order to change that, let me save this. And in order to change this, we would have to, sorry, I was thinking about something. We would have to open up our business profile and the business details package. Let's close this up. And this one over here. So what I'll do is I will comment this out. And like I mentioned in other lives, I'm quite lazy when it comes to coding. So I like copying and pasting from other files and other places inside my file, right? So I'm going to yank 14, I'm gonna yank 14 down. Then we can paste that in. change this controller to type controller. CW type controller, multi-line, no required text, yes, and then change back, and then we're going to change it from business name over to business type, right? Because I copied over the business name field and added it inside there. Remember guys, we are on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, so let's change this to type, business type, right? It'll just be a free text field, and we'll see what effects, what ramifications does it have on MIH itself. So it's still hot reloading. Okay, it's fine now. So let's open this up. So just to make sure, I'll reload it from scratch. And Fury Thumbs, sorry, I was calling you furry yesterday, my bad. I just realized it afterwards. But remember guys, nice to see you here again. I was telling everyone else that my live streaming TikTok access got revoked. It got temporarily revoked by 6 days. So that's why you're just seeing me on the screen and not seeing what we're working on. If you'd like to see the screen, please feel free to head over to Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, right? You'll see the screen. We're coding now. So if you're interested in coding, or if you just want to ask me a question, you can stay on TikTok and ask the question. But if you want to see the screen, you can see it on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So what we just done now is, over in the business profile, under the edit section, so edit profile, we'll click on this, and you'll see now that our business type is no longer just doctor's office, right? Or it's no longer a drop down. I can change this to medical practice with an E at the end, and then the email is fine, website, everything is fine. Let's update it and see what happens. So update, successfully updated. If we go back over, so it looks like it's fine. The one part that I'm thinking that it could affect things is under the, I don't even know. Under the patient manager, right? That's what I'm thinking. Under the patient manager, when you are viewing a patient's medical record and you generate a document, not a note, generate a document. So I'm going to generate a medical certificate here quickly. So that's just 3 date selection fields. So the 9th to the 11th, returning on the 14th, right? Once we do this, we click on generate. Let's see if everything is fine. I saw something that I added in, but I need to change it to something else. But let's check if our medical certificate, so the 9th, which is today, if we open this up, is everything fine? So what I'm looking for over here is, let's make this full screen. So what I'm looking at is things at the top. So if I zoom in, so it's this part. So everything is fine here. Doctor, test profile, that's fine. The certificate. So everything looks fine over here. But after we made the change to change it from a drop down to a free text field, right? That's what we did. Remember guys, you can, if you want to see the screen, we're on YouTube also, and Twitch and Kick. So I think everything is fine for now. I'll see later on what ramifications this has, but the reason why I did this is, we can go back to the personal side and go to our test package. What is this? What just happened? But anyway, it has to do with this thing, I think. Let's go back and see. Operator used the null value as okay. So let's try. We'll fix that later on. I basically fixed it outside in the Mzansi directory, but we'll see what is going on over here and why it's doing that. So we're gonna head over to the, not here. Sorry, let me remove something. I don't like this yellow error, this warning error. Yeah, So that's fine. So I'm going to head over to our component section. In our component section, we're going to go to... Remember guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Ask away. I will try my best to assist you with any of your issues or questions. And we'll also ask Mzansi to see if Mzansi has the answer. Mzansi AI. So we're going to head over to our personal business preview, right? We're going to come here, and what I want to add in between the kilometers. So remember, we have the kilometers at the bottom, and we have above that the business name. I want to add the business type over there. So when you're searching for a business, you can immediately see what the business type is. So that's what we're trying to do. So that should be easy. I'm just going to yank 6 down, and then I'll paste that above. And then over here, instead of saying business name that we have on the top, what I'm going to say is business type. And change the text size from 18. Let's see what the personal one looks like. So we can align that. Personal. So we have the... Yeah, 18, 15, 10. Interesting. 18, 15, 10. 18. So 15. And then we'll make this 10 over here, also 10. To see how that looks like. So we'll save that. Now let's head over to the test package and see exactly what is going on over here, what's going wrong. Test package should be under components. Here, example 1. We can close this, cool. So the issue is coming over here, right? Future builder, this is waiting, do this. Oh, GD. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate your likes. So I'll GD over here. So it is null. And sorry, I'm getting distracted. I wanted to see what it looks like to have the business underneath it. Why is there such a big space? So we have the business name, medical practice. I'm thinking it shouldn't be bold, or it should be less bold than this. Nah, you know what, it's fine. I think it's fine. Medical practice. So it's pulling through over here. This is exactly what I want. Because now when we head over to the business search and we search for test, we'll see that now we have a list, and it shows the different offices and all of these different things over here, right? I want to see what these errors are. So I think it's because of something that I'm not in the mood to deal with right now in the live. That's something that I need to like sit and be quiet and thinking about all of this. So the next thing that we're going to do is, so we have that in that test error. Yes, the test error, that's what we want to do. So the test error is coming over. If the connection is waiting, you do this. Location unavailable. So I definitely think it's this other thing. So I tried to use the package called redacted. So basically it's a package that, I'm not sure if you've seen other applications, when they're loading something, it has that, it's like grayed out and it has like things sliding across it. So those kind of things, yeah, that kind of thing I want to show, or I wanted to use, but clearly it wasn't working. And it just gave me errors. But yeah, this is what it's doing now. It's loading, and then it pulls through. So that's what I wanted to do. So if we head back over to the test package, you'll see loading. And then it'll come through. But I must see why there's spaces over here. It's kind of bothering me. Interesting. But once again, I don't think it's super important. You know what I think we should do tonight? In the, just to continue with the Mzansi directory, right? So once you search for someone, it's going to have to open up a, it can either open up a brand new package to show the profile, or what it can do is it can open up a window and shows the profile inside there. Both ways are fine. Both ways should be fine. Mm. Hmm. Let's do it both ways. So the first thing that I want to do is first push this stuff into, nah, I won't do that. I won't do that. So let's get over to the personal profile and head over to, so I want a black mode, and head over to personal profile. So I want to steal some things from here in order to put it in that package, or even create a widget. So here all this does is it takes in a person profile, and then it displays things. So in this display, okay, this is the edit section. Thank you so much for the likes. So I want to do it over here. I want to steal this things over here. What do I want to steal? I want to steal from here. Yeah, this column. This is what I want to steal. This column over here, moving all the way down until purpose. Yeah, until here, but I'll take everything else. So from here, I'll go into highlight mode, and then I'll go all the way up. Up, 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 up. And what we'll do is we'll yank this. So what I want to do is I want to just store this as a widget so I don't have to redo everything. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So I'll create a new package inside here. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll create a new package inside the personal profile package. And I'll call this Mzansi profile preview, I guess. Oh, Mzansi profile view. Mzansi underscore profile underscore view dot enter. Right. So this is gonna be a brand new package, but like I said, I like cheating. I like copying from other files that I've created. So all I'll do is I'll copy all of this and I'll paste it here, and then we can start editing things with this profile. So instead of having it as a first thing we have to do is let's copy this paste it in and preview. What's the experience like on TikTok, guys? So yeah, like I was mentioning to other people, we got banned from using our other streaming tool for 6 days, and that's why I'm just showing my face now in this live. But we are live on other platforms, and you can see the screen, you can see what we're coding on all of these things. Is the experience nice, or do you want me to flip the camera over here so that you can see what I'm coding and things like that? I don't mind doing that also. Let me do that. Because I feel like it might be a little bit boring just hearing me yap the whole time on TikTok. So, are you able to see? Yeah, I truly apologize for this, but it's what we have to do. Even blurry, imagine. Okay, nice. So yeah, I'm changing Mzansi profile into Mzansi profile preview, and I'm gonna change it all over, right? Once I have that, that's perfect. Then I'm gonna change this into app user. because that's what we're currently using, right? And then WCW, we're going to change that to user. If we go down here, change in word user. Is this the right one? Yeah. So please let me know if you like this better, like seeing the screen, even though it's bad quality and all of those kind of things. Is it better than just watching my face and seeing me up? So then we have selected index. This is fine. This one is fine. Get tools. So GD, get tools. So we're only going to need one tool over here. So we can just, I don't have to do that. I'll just delete 4 lines down. And I'll have to create a new tool, but that's fine. This one is there. Selected index perm. Okay. Perm identity. I want to make this person. And also in personal profile. Where is that? Over here. I want to change that from person or permanent identity into person. Not percent. Person. Perfect. So now that we're here, our get tools is sorted. Our action button is sorted. That's the get body. We don't need the second one. So what we can do here is delete 2 lines down. And then we will keep this over here. Let's do this. Keep this over here. Yeah, keep this over here and remove this. Seems like we can see the coding again. Yeah, I can do this with ChatGPT 100%. AI is amazing. I'm seeing Levu is saying he can do this with ChatGPT. I also use ChatGPT. So if you have a look over here, I use Copilot inside VS Code, right? Because it has access to my files, all of those kind of things. So yeah, AI is not like some taboo thing that we must be afraid of using. We must use AI. AI is just a tool. So do you like the coding again? Is it fine? Do you enjoy seeing it? Is it better seeing the code compared to seeing my face? So blurry. And I think it's my phone, guys. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah, perfect. I'm not going to touch it now. So, code. Nice. Yeah, it can code for you, bruh. Use Copilot inside VS Code if you have it, or just use Gemini. They're all wonderful tools. Or what's a DeepSeek? All of them are wonderful tools to use. So what we're doing is this one over here. Instead of having a personal profile, we'll have personal profile view, right? So under our tools, so let's expand this. New file, MIH underscore personal underscore profile underscore view dot dot. And then once again, we're just going to copy and paste over from our previous one, which is this one, because it's basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing, but we're just doing it slightly different. In Copilot, do you select the whole folder or the current file? So, Levu, I am a little bit afraid. So let me explain to everyone what you're speaking about. So if you've used VS Code as your IDE or your code editor, you would notice at the top of the screen, just over here, there's a little man icon. If you click on this man icon, a side chat window will open. It'll look like this. Ask ChatGPT or ask Copilot, right? So there's multiple things. So when you add, you can click add context and you can say files and folders and all of this kind of things, right? So you can add multiple instructions, all of these things, right? I don't do any of that because I'm a little bit afraid now that now I'm giving, because this is basically Microsoft, right? I'm giving Microsoft my entire code base and saying, here, have it. enjoy it, right? So I would rather just give them one file at a time. Over time, they'll get all of my code, but that's okay instead of them having it all at once, right? So I'm a little bit afraid, but in time, probably we will do that. So it can have a view of my entire code base. But for now, we don't really need that because when I have a specific problem, you don't, like say I have a problem in the Mzansi directory, you don't need access to the Mzansi wallet in order to solve my solution inside the Mzansi directory. So rather just have everything separate, and if I need to give more files, I'll just add more files to the prompt. So yeah, I do use this, but I don't give it my entire code base because that feels a little bit sketchy. Right, that seems a little sketchy. Trust that is okay. Trust that Copilot has built similar projects, and if you give it more scope, it can do more debugging. 100%. So I do agree with you that if I give it my entire code base, it will work a little bit better, right? Well, not a little bit better, a lot better, right? So Levu is saying that we should trust Copilot because if we give it more information when we're asking it questions and if we have any bugs, because it has view of the entire code base, it can then solve our problems quicker. But what I like to do is say I have like if you look at the bottom of here, we have the patient or the personal profile, right? But alongside the personal profile, maybe I have an issue inside, where is it, personal, let's say the personal preview, right, which is linked to this thingy. So I'm giving it more files where my error is, I know my error is sitting around these two files, somewhere inside these two files. That's where my error is. So it has the context of how things work. So yeah, I've been doing it like that. And it's been working out fine, not with Copilot, because if you look at the bottom, the only new one over here is 4.1, and I don't even, oh, there's 4.0 also. Nice. But yeah, they have Gemini 2.0 Flash. 2.0 Flash is super old. There's 2.5 Flash out now. And there's even have, what's this other one? Nano. 3N, Gemma 3N. Yeah, Flash. And then Cloud 3.5, whereas there's 4 available for us now. So I don't know why, but I don't know why the old things are there. Am I supposed to add them manually myself? Because when I click on manage models and I click on any one of these companies, I have to give a whole API key and all those other things. So that means you have to pay for that. So I'm not having none of that. I'll just go straight to Gemini. So Levu, so you're building a Flutter project. Is it just for mobile? Thank you so much for the question. I appreciate that. So in order to answer that question, what we can do is we can head over to Mzansi Innovation Hub and we can ask Mzansi the question, right? What is MIH all about? So to quickly answer your question, MIH is available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. You can download it right now. And if you would like to know more about MIH and what we are doing and what MIH is all about, you can ask Mzansi. So please tell me about MIH and the features it offers. So let's listen.
Hey there, wave in hand. Let me tell you all about MIH. It's pretty awesome. MIH is the first super app of Mzansi, designed to make your life easier, both personally and professionally. Think of it as your go-to hub for pretty much everything. Here's a quick rundown of the key features. Mzansi Profile, this is your central place to manage your personal and business information. Mzansi Wallet, digitally store all your loyalty cards. No more bulky wallets. Patient Manager, specifically for medical practices, helps with smooth patient appointments and data management. Mzansi AI, that's me. I'm here to answer your questions and help you out. Smiling face with smiling eyes and rosy cheeks. Calendar, keep track of all your appointments. Personal and professional calculator, quickly calculate clicks and other essential numbers. Basically, MIH is here to streamline your day-to-day. Would you like me to elaborate on a specific feature, or perhaps tell you more about how MIH can help with a particular task?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI, for that answer. I hope that answers your question. What AI am I using? ChatGPT or Cloud? None of the above. So, those of you that have joined the lives before would know what we are using, but we are using Olama. So Olama is our backend for our AI. So we're not using any APIs from ChatGPT or Claude or all these other people. We're not using any of their APIs. We are hosting our own LLM server on our own hardware using the technology brought to us by Olama. So if we click on Olama, you would see that get up and running with large language models, right? Run DeepSeek, Quinn, Llama, Gemma, and other models locally. So on your own hardware, right? And if we explore the models, you'll see there's multiple different models over here. So the model that we're using is Gemma 3. You'll see Gemma 3 is here. But we want to move over to Gemma 3N because I think it's newer. Obviously, it came out like a week or two ago. And just looking at the size of this model, even though it's a 4 billion or E 4 billion parameter model, I think this E means there's a word for this. Model is efficient. I think quantized. Quantized is the word that I'm looking for. Maybe this was quantized, but this 4 billion parameter model of Gemma 3 is 7.5 gigabytes. Right? So 7.5 gigabytes is much larger than if we head over to Gemma 3. The 4 billion parameter is 3.3 gigs, and the 12 billion is 8.1 gigs. So on our hardware, we have a GPU that has 8 gigs of dedicated RAM, or video RAM, whatever you want to call it. It has 8 gigs of RAM on the graphics card. So we weren't able to do the 12 billion parameter because this would have pushed it into our regular RAM and not our GPU RAM. But when we have a look at Gemma 3N, it's 7.5 gigs, which is just about, or it'll just about fit inside our GPU. All right, thank you so much, Chili, for the likes. So yeah, I want to move over to this probably in the next update. So Lavu, you're asking why not DeepSeek. So the difference between Gemma 3 and DeepSeek is DeepSeek R1. I'm assuming you're speaking about that one. So the R1 model is a thinking model. So that basically allows the AI to think a bit before answering your question. And I don't want that time delay of providing you with the answer, because if you look at Mzansi AI right now, let's say okay, I don't know what question to ask it, but tell me about DeepSeek. Tell me about DeepSeek, right? So you see how immediately it provides us with, can you not disable it? I'm not sure. I don't think specifically for this one you can disable it. I'll have to do some research to see if we can disable it, but I don't think so. I think it's just built in, but we'll have to do more research about that, right? I'm sure in other AI APIs that you get from like Google and ChatGPT, there is a field to disable these things, but I don't know if it's pre-built into Olama or things like that. I think this is just a thinking model, so it's going to think for you. If you want a non-thinking model, then you choose one that doesn't say thinking on it, right? I think that's how it works, but thank you for that. I'll definitely do more research about that. But yeah, I wanted to immediately give us some... Nice. What GPU are we using? I don't know, an NVIDIA 4060, I think. 4060, 8 gigabytes. So that's what we are using. Let's listen to the answer about, tell me about DeepSeek.
Hi there. Please bear with us as we are still learning and do not have all the answers. DeepSeek is a really cool AI search engine developed by DeepSeek. It's designed to help researchers and professionals find and analyze massive amounts of scientific data. Think of it as a super smart research assistant. It's built to quickly retrieve information from scientific papers, patents, and other research materials. Would you like me to elaborate on this topic?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI. So yeah, like I demonstrated now, so even if I say tell me more, I don't want it to still be thinking and then provide me with the answer, right? I just want the answer to come to me immediately. So that's why we're choosing that. But as we grow, as we figure out more about LLMs and Olama and all of these different things, we'll figure out how to, if there's a way to switch off thinking or not. You should move it to a sidebar and keep context in the center. App in the center. I have zero idea what you are speaking about. So wait, let's read this carefully. You should move it to a sidebar and keep context in the center, apps in the center. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit slow, but I'm not understanding what you're saying. Remember, guys, I see there's a few more of us over here. If you want to have the best experience of the MIH Live, we are on Twitch, we are on Kick, and we are on YouTube. You can head over there and subscribe. We are live Monday to Thursday. Perfect. Content features in the center and the AI in the sidebar. Yo, while communicating with the AI. Oh, so you want to have a separate AI thingy somewhere hanging around in MIH instead of having the main stuff over there. So I know that you're new to MIH, so I'll explain what the structure of MIH is like, right? So each functionality and each feature inside MIH is contained inside its own package, MIH package, right? So if you have a look at the screen right now, the Mzansi profile is its own package. When we click on it, it opens up that package, and that package has multiple tools inside it, right? Just like the wallet, if we open that up, it's a package that has multiple tools inside it that we can utilize, right? So that's the design, that's how we're designing everything inside MIH. So I'm struggling to see how we can fit in your suggestion, which is a good suggestion, around our current design approach, right? So over here, I know it's just one tool at the moment, but yeah, we're gonna add more tools in the future. This is just so that we can have an AI to chat to. So, yes, heading back over to our code, what were we doing? We were, close this, we were having a look. Oh yes, I remember what we were doing now. So what we are doing is, or what I want to do is, when you search for someone, so this is what I was showing you guys, right? So if we head back, so this is the dev environment of MIH. What I showed you was the live version of MIH, which you can find on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. But here is the development. You can see this is running an Android emulator, right? So it's the exact same thing, but what's new over here is we have the Mzansi directory. Mzansi directory is something fancy. If we click on this, it is going to get things ready for us. So basically what's it doing is it's pulling my GPS location where I'm currently sitting, right? Then I can now search for people, the people of Mzansi, or if I switch, I can switch over to the businesses of Mzansi, right? So I can switch between them easily, but I want to search for people. So I'll just search for test, press enter, and here's my here's the list of all the users that match that search criteria, right? No particular order, just a random order right now, right? A very random, it's just however it's sitting in the database. That's what we're showing it. So let's close this, and the same thing, we search for test under the business side, the exact same thing will appear, right? Don't worry about this error in the background. But the exact same thing happens. You have our business, the logo, the business type now with their location, the distance away from you. So what I want to do is, if we close this and head back over to the people side and search for test again, what I want to do is I want us to click on one of these profiles. And when we click on one of these profiles, it should take me to a screen similar to this, but instead of edit profile, that should be removed for now. In the future, we'll have a connect or something, some sort of a way for you to add them to your directory, right? Under your contacts. So that's what we're creating now. So I managed to. There's lots of things that we have to do for that, but that's okay. If we minimize this. So LinkedIn. So it's much more than LinkedIn. Much more than LinkedIn. Maybe that one feature of MIH is like LinkedIn, but I haven't seen a tip calculator inside LinkedIn, right? I know it's something simple, but MIH is a super app. It's not just one feature that we provide you, right? We have multiple features that streamlines your entire life. So we have this. We have our Forex calculator also, right? So one USD, United States dollar to a ZAR is 1 Rand 78 cents. So it's more than just a way to connect people. The Mzansi directory itself, right, where's that? It's not here. But the Mzansi directory itself is a way for us to search for people and businesses across Mzansi, right? So just like LinkedIn, like Google, like Facebook, like Instagram, like all of these other applications, social applications, they're a way for you to connect with different people. You should add ZAR amount and show country flag. So definitely that would be a good experience, but how much benefit would it provide you? How much more benefit would it provide you than just displaying it on the screen? I get you, it would look quite fancy. It would look quite cool. And there's other things over here. There's other currencies other than USD. Like if we scroll down over here, we have Cardano. Cardano is a cryptocurrency. And if we look at that to one Cardano in rands, it's like 11 rand, right? So what flag are we going to put next to Cardano, right? So those kind of things. And there's hundreds. Let's clear this. There's lots of different things over here, right? Do I really want to go through all of them and add an icon? I think I'm fine with how it is now, but I like the suggestion. I definitely like the suggestion, right? Something in the future when we have some time, we can do that. So, yes, what I was doing is if we head over to the profile view, this one should take me to here, right? So I'm comment these out and change this to not comma view, MIH personal profile view. I didn't copy this, so I wanted to head over from here, control A, copy, and then paste this here, insert, paste. Alright, cool. So now we have this. There's a lot of garbage over here that we can remove. Like, we can start removing it now. So in this thing, I don't want a menu over here, right? So I don't want a menu over here, so I will delete this. And then I can remove the stack. Let's see. So the stack is from here to here. Delete this, and then I can remove it at the top because we don't need a menu on this side. And what's missing? X. So great question. Real-time communication in Mzansi, like calling, chatting, and conferencing. That's definitely already in the pipeline. So we are going to use, so our philosophy here at MIH is to use free and open source technologies, right? So that's how we have access to Olama, which is free and open source. Our API layer is fast API. We're just using Docker as a tool. So everything we're using is basically free. So in order to achieve the real-time communication, what we are going to use is WebRTC and figure out how WebRTC works. And not using anyone else's services. We're going to create our own signaling server. So if we have a look at this, or before we even head over to the website, please tell me about WebRTC.
Hey there, let's chat about WebRTC. It's a really cool technology. Basically, WebRTC, Web Real-Time Communication, allows you to make audio and video calls directly through a web browser without needing to install any extra plugins. Think of it like a regular phone call, but happening on the internet. It's used for things like video conferencing, online gaming, and even live streaming. The MIH app uses WebRTC through our Mzansi profile feature, allowing you to connect with your team members seamlessly. Do you want me to elaborate on any specific aspect of WebRTC, like how it works technically or some of its common uses? Would you like me to elaborate on this topic?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI, for your insightful answer. However, please ignore that last line. We don't use WebRTC at the moment inside the Mzansi profile, but I think it's reading my mind, and in the future we are going to enable that, right? But one step at a time. We first need to get our directory up and running. Once we have our directory up and running, then next steps after that is allowing people to connect with each other. Then after allowing people to connect with each other, then we can start looking at WebRTC, right? So there's steps involved in order to do that, right? So if we head over to WebRTC, so web real-time communication for the web, right? So it's not only for the web, Flutter also has stuff to do that. But you can see it's a WebRTC project is open source and supported by Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Mozilla, amongst others. This page is maintained by Google WebRTC team. So this is a cool, free, open source technology in order to facilitate communication between two devices, right? So my understanding is it's peer-to-peer. So it's not like you are communicating through the MIH server in order to communicate with someone. It's direct. It's a direct connection. I'll show a diagram. The only WebRTC diagram. Not this one. Yeah, this one is a good diagram. Let me open this in the new tab. Yeah, so this is a good diagram, right? So you have so this will be one computer, this will be another computer, right? Another device. And you see it's a peer connection, so they connect directly to each other in order to communicate, whether it's video, whether it's video, voice, or just normal text. But how do these devices find each other? So that's where you're going to be directed into the MIH server in order to connect with each other, right? So that's what the signaling server is for. So this person is going to try and connect with this person. Is going to go through the signaling server. Signaling server is going to say, what's the IP address of this device? What's the IP address of this device? And then provide if the second person accepts the call, it provides both of them with each other's IP addresses of that moment. And then it allows them to connect directly to each other, peer-to-peer. So it's not like if you're chatting through MIH, now I'm able to see your DMs, right? Now you're sliding in girls' DMs, and then now I'm able to see what game you're throwing out there. No, none of that, right? It's going to be end-to-end encrypted, I think. So that's how it's going to work. So another thing, how do you handle a chat with an AI that has a lot of content? How do I handle a chat with AI that has a lot of content? So what is a lot of content? Firstly, right? And how do I handle chat with the AI that has a lot of content? How do you handle a chat? Oh, like a huge one, like a long thread of information. I get what you're asking now. So let me go to Gemini and see if I have a long one. Right, so oh, this is not a long one, but oh yeah, it is a long one. A lot of people, so let me go back and answer your question, right? So, Levu is asking, how do we handle big chats with AI, right? So, I'll explain how do you get into that situation first. So, some people who are not very familiar with how AIs work and they just treat it like a Google. They would open up like ChatGPT, for example, or Gemini, and go to their last chat and just continue speaking from there, right? And then you'll have a huge thread of information that you're giving to this AI, right? And as this thread grows and grows and grows, that's more. So each time you send a message to an AI, you're sending this entire thread of information all over here, all of this information, your questions and its own answers, and any documents is being sent to the AI every time you submit it, right? So that starts impacting performance of the AI and our servers. And yeah, how do we prevent it, right? So one way would be to educate people that they need to start a new chat, because sometimes if you're speaking about multiple topics inside a chat, that confuses the AI a bit and it starts giving you garbage. But in MIH, if you'd notice that every time you open up Mzansi AI, it opens up a brand new chat for you, right? Automatically, and we don't have history at the moment. Thank you so much, Breako, for the follow. We don't have history at the moment. So look at this. So we have a chat going right now. I go back, go in. It's a brand new chat. There's no chat history over here. But a good way to solve this, I guess, would be to maybe cap the thread, because it's basically just a list of information, right, that you're giving to the AI. So you can say in this list, I only want to have the last 20 messages back and forth from the people, right? So as this list grows, even if it goes to 100 threads in the chat, it's going to only take the last 10, which is more X amount of messages. Yeah, so X amount of messages you would have over there, and then you would give that to the AI. So then it has more recent stuff in its chat history to speak about, instead of you taking a whole thread with 1,000 messages inside it, right? But how we are combating it here at MIH is we basically have no history. It's you start a fresh chat each time. I know it's bad doing that, but yeah, this is just a prototype. And please copy and paste the information that you're looking for, or you can just ask Mzansi again after getting the answer you want, right? So that's how we are navigating around that. But I'm sure other platforms, they give X amount of messages to the AI and not the whole thread. But thank you so much. That's a good thing. When we scale up, when we start adding history and things like that, we must figure out how to do that. So yes, WebRTC. I was speaking about the signaling. So that's how we're gonna handle. That's how we're gonna try and handle messaging, calling, and video calling through MIH. But like I was saying, the first thing that we have to do is I want to create a profile view section. So let's delete this and delete this. Down, 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 up, up. Once again, this over here, we can copy it, paste it here, MIH personal profile view. Perfect. Save it. Under our profile view, sorry, you're not seeing properly. And let me move it this side. I think the light from my ring light is messing up the camera. So over here, like I was saying, we're gonna add inside view, right? And then at the bottom, we shouldn't say arguments. We should now, because remember we removed it from the top as our parameter, we're gonna use user. So we're gonna pass user in. But in order to fix that, we're gonna have to change this from user into app user. And change this one to user. User. Now that we have that, we can go back to our old one. Don't worry about the errors, we'll come back to that. One error at a time, change inside word, user. So now this is fine. I think everything is fine with our profile preview or profile view. All right. So we can remove some of the imports that we don't need at the moment. Everything else seems fine. Yeah, so this is good for now. We're gonna start working on this one. There's a few things that we need to remove, like what is this? Delete file API. DAP. We're deleting that. We don't need that. You don't need to update anything over here. DAP. This is just a view. You don't need anything over here. DAP. Delete. Even upload selected file. We don't need none of that. DAP. Delete that. What is the submit form? DAP. We don't need any of that. DAP. We don't need none of these things over here, right? Because this is just a view. I'm busy with an app builder project like Webflow. So I'm not sure what Webflow is, but is it live? So Levu, is it live? I would love to showcase things to everyone in Mzansi. If it's available on the web, or is it still in development? I'd love to test it out to see what you're getting up to. This over here, DAP. So app builder project. Is it like the AI app builders, or is it like Flutterflow? Have you? Oh, you said Webflow. Let me see what Webflow is. In development, not production yet. No problem. Follow Levu, follow us, and then when it's in production, please let us know, and then we will showcase it. GUI, yeah, like Flutterflow. Cool. Nah, that's interesting. I think you're here for a reason, Levu. So we will, when you're ready with that, we'll speak. Let me tell you what I'm envisioning right now, right? You're gonna set up your account on MIH, right? You're gonna set up your business profile because this is what your business is doing. And then here under the website, when we click on this, it's gonna take us to your app builder, and we're gonna test it out. When it's live, when it's ready, this is what we're gonna do. This is what MIH is for. It's so that we can all see all of our projects and all of our things. So, yes, back to code. So more things that we can remove. I don't need this. I can remove this. Success pop-up. I don't need this either. Or this. Or this. Get purpose, color. Get purpose, limit color. Yeah, I don't need this either. And this one over here, I don't need this. Cool. I'll delete this. Let's see what other errors there are, because there's definitely lots of errors now. So I don't think wait, this is more interesting now. What do we need from here? We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. Profile picture, maybe. This production and things, I don't think we need that. Alright. The purpose controller, listener. I don't think we need to add a listener either. Alright. Over here, profile picture preview. Interesting. Why am I even using this? Extremely interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking I should have just started this from scratch. I was being lazy. Yeah, the package, this is fine. Okay. So this is just a display, so we need to head over to our personal preview, because I know we did it there. Remember guys, we like reusing our code in other places, so we're gonna do that. So I'll keep this here, and then inside this thing, remember guys, we are live on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. Thank you so much, Hustle Life, for the follow. I appreciate you. What I want to do is this one over here, personal preview. Yeah, this one here. So I did it nicely over here. So future string, network image, future builder. Get URL, yup. And then circular avatar network. Okay, now I know how to do it because of this one, yeah. So we have our app user. I'm just gonna copy and paste. Like I said, I like copying and pasting. Yo guys, it's kind of late. Have you received any funding for the project? Not at all. We are self-funded at the moment. I did apply once for funding through, I don't know, one of these government places, and yeah, I just didn't hear back from them. It is what it is. If not, you can check out Microsoft for startups. Ish, my man, I don't want to work with Google, Microsoft, and all of those things. I don't want to give them access to the project. There'll probably be like underlying T's and C's that'll say no. If we fund you, then we're gonna have to have 30% of your business. Nah, none of that. And we're working fine on our own now, right? Because, like I mentioned, we are using free and open source technologies, right? And the free and open source technologies, they have zero cost to them because they're free and open sourced. And because we are using our own hardware and our own infrastructure, Microsoft will provide you with credit, then you will not take any percent. Interesting. I'll look into it. Thank you so much. I'll have a look at it now and see. But yeah, so we're using free and open source technologies for everything over here, for everything that we have inside MIH, in order to reduce the cost, so that we're not like if you're using Firebase, for example. I think yesterday I gave an example of Firebase. Firebase, if you grow large enough and reach a certain threshold, now you're going to be paying Google every single month to use their services, right? It's free in the beginning. There's nice auth, there's nice databases, there's easy deployment, all of these nice things. But when it comes time to when your app is huge, then now it's a matter of paying them every single month. And there's lots of examples out there, like hosting your stuff on cloud services, right? As you scale up, as you need more hardware, you're going to have to start paying every single month for that, instead of the free stuff that they provide you, which is for like testing purposes and proof of concepts and all of those things. But as you get big, then now you have to start thinking about how are you going to fund that cloud storage or that Firebase license and all of those kind of things, right? So using free and open source technologies remove that from us, so we don't have to pay every single month to anyone. Our only costs, I can tell you now, the only costs that we incurred inside MIH, the first cost is to become a Apple developer. I think it was $1,000, if I'm not mistaken. It was $1,000, and then you become an Apple developer. So it's $1,000 a month, right? And you have to be an Apple developer in order to publish on the Apple App Store, right? So that was a requirement. We are forced to do that if I want the members of Mzansi using iPhones and iPads and iOS and all of those things to use it. The second cost is the cost of our hardware, so our actual server. So it's not some big data warehouse in some undisclosed location. It's just for now, because we are small, it's just a tower. And that tower has our GPU and things. But what makes it different from a normal computer is it's running a server operating system, right? So that means it doesn't have a graphical user interface. It's just a black screen with text on it, and that's how you navigate the operating system. And I have server software on there, right? Like MIH, I'm using Docker and all of these other technologies. So the specific purpose of that machine is server stuff. So that was that cost. And then the biggest cost to MIH is me. I'm the biggest cost to MIH. I'm the one costing MIH the most amount of money right now. So the technologies, softwares, all of these things are not costing me anything. The biggest cost is me, the actual server, which is not that big, and Yeah, to become an Apple developer. That's the things. So let's see. But use it as an additional source even though you want to use your own hardware. All right. It's free and they provide you up to 1500. You see, that's the thing. What happens when that credit runs out? That's what I'm afraid of, right? So it doesn't matter how big the number is. You can tell me you can give me 1 million credits, right? But then as we grow, we're going to start using credits faster and faster, and then that 1 million credits is going to run out at some point in time. And it's that point where we're going to start getting charged. So I would rather remove that possibility from us and just learn everything on our own, because it's not that hard. There's free resources out there. There's everything is free out there, right? So you can just go online and learn it. And plus, now with I think now is the right time to do such things, because it sorry, what was I saying? That's the right time to do this because now we have access to an even more powerful technology with AI, right? So previously, Google and the internet, just the internet itself, was the powerful technology to get information to us. But now with AI, it makes information even more accessible to us, right? So there's no need to go to your big companies to figure out how to set up a server, right? There's a YouTube video of some guy that loves servers that's showing you how to set up a server. If you want to use Docker, there's some guy out there that loves Docker so much that he'll create a tutorial video for you. And it's the best video out there, even better than their own documentation, right? So the information is out there. You don't have to skip steps, or you don't have to rely on big companies' infrastructure and technology just because it's trending and it's popular right now. Yeah, and did you see? When was it? A while ago, like maybe a month ago or so, like the internet was down. And the internet was down because everyone is using Google's infrastructure. So now, are we gonna base our stuff on one company's infrastructure? So that if that one company fails, now the whole internet is down. I don't think that's a nice kind of internet. Some people are saying, I watched a video where some people says that the entire internet that we use today is sitting on three big company servers: Google Cloud, Amazon AWS, and Azure, which is Microsoft, right? These three service providers are propping up the internet right now, because every second person will just go in, like you're saying, Levu, you can go in, get some free credit over there, and get your website up and running very quickly, right? So these three companies are propping up the internet. If something happens with say like Google, right, and you base your hardware on Google's like cloud infrastructure, your website is down and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing at all. So Google has you at a chokehold over here. You're paying them every month to have you at a chokehold. So I don't want that. That's why we're using free and open source technologies. And the nice thing about open source technologies is you know that the person who created this and made it open source is truly passionate about the technology and the thing, and even the team around it. So there's always forums, there's always help things, the documentation is great. There's like Discord servers and all of these other things around a specific open source technology, because people love it and they can see the passion that someone puts into their technology. So that's why we love it. So I wouldn't really go to these cloud service providers when I can do it myself over here. Not that hard. So cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live this evening. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the likes, for the follows, for the conversation, for just watching. Give me some ideas. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll go live again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Remember, if you enjoyed the live and want to have the better experience than the one on TikTok, right? I'm just using my camera on TikTok. But if you want to have a better experience, you can head over to YouTube, Twitch, and or Kick, and we're also live at the same time. But there you see our full screen. You'll see my face when I'm speaking to you and I'm showing you my screen. So it's a much better experience, a lot nicer. So you can head over there. And cool, don't forget to download MIH. We are available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and on the web. All you have to do is search Mzansi Innovation Hub, and it is free to create an account. There's no hidden costs to it, right? Thank you so much, everyone, and let's keep working hard, Mzansi.